Welcome back to my morning report chart appraisal videos on Thursday the 29th of September with me, Rich Perry, market analyst at Hensett Markets. We're going to look at cable now, and we are getting an interesting move on cable, I think. I've been talking about the just marginal improvements that we're seeing on sterling in the last sort of day or so, and that is still playing out, and cable is now testing this downtrend. It's been in this downtrend for just over 3 weeks now. You've seen a couple of positive candles, but the last couple of days, or certainly yesterday, was a doji, and today basically bang on flat on the day again. Is this sort of the beginning of a recovery? It could be. You just sort of look at these stochastics really and start to think, well, maybe they're starting to get a little bit of traction. I mean, we had the recovery a couple of times in sort of July and August on sterling after being sold off. It could be happening again. There's no reason to think you're not going to get another recovery, because I still think this is a medium-term range play, and you've got the support that's come in a couple of times at 29.12, and then subsequently we're starting to build again. So if you start to see a breakdown, a break higher through that uptrend, through that downtrend, and also the pivot line at 30.60, which interestingly enough was used pretty much to the pip overnight as resistance, then I think you could start to think about a recovery again. You've got these momentum indicators on the hourly chart, which are slightly more positive, although you'd argue you got to this sort of position back on the 22nd before rolling over. So is this the possibility of a recovery? Well, let's start to think about that if the RSI holds above 40, because it has been improving through this sort of trend higher. Now 29.77 is this low here. If we can hold on to that low and then sort of build again to the upside, because obviously we've just dropped away overnight, but again, if you can start to build to the upside and hold on to 29.77, then we could certainly see that the bulls putting a bit of pressure on now. So as I said, 30.60, which is this sort of pivot line throughout the ranging phase, is still obviously a resistance, and it's pretty much bang on where the that downtrend comes in today, although obviously on the intraday hourly chart that downtrend is still falling away. That downtrend currently comes around 30.45, so it's the potential for a recovery is still there, but it is still very early days, I would say. So you need to see above 30.60. You ideally need to see above 31.20, because that would be a proper breakout. That would be a base pattern on the hourly chart and sort of suggest that the market was beginning to sort of break the sequence of lower highs. So 31.20 would be your confirmation move, but 30.60 is clearly a key level that the market is looking out for, and if you're going to get this recovery, you need to obviously break through that. And the outlook is sort of on the sort of cusp again, but it'll be interesting to see if this downtrend remains intact. So I wish you good luck in your trading today on cable, and I'll speak to you later. Thank you.